my name is Naomi, and this is the apron that my mom made me.
Shalom everyone! Today I have an exciting intermediate level project for you. Come along with me and embroider either an apron or a challah bread cover with a menorah of your choice. We've included a file down below for you to download all of the designs that you might like to choose for this project. We also have included links to all the items that you may purchase online. Here's the list of all the materials needed for this tutorial. First, you will need a piece of stick and stitch paper or an equivalent that you may purchase online, and this will help you print and transfer your pattern onto your fabric. Next, you will need a pair of scissors, as well as a fabric that you will embroider, such as an apron or a flour sack that you may use for a challah bread cover, an embroidery needle with a large eye, a needle threader, an assortment of colored threads. You will see that below each thread is the DMC number that refers to the specific color that we used in this project. And if you choose to use metallic thread for the embellishments at the end, I will show you how to use a wax candle to make it easier. A 10-inch embroidery hoop, an ironing board, and an iron with adult supervision. Interfacing, which is a fabric that you will put on the back of your project to protect it. You will also need a tea towel in order to apply the interfacing to your project. The 4 types of stitches we will use in this tutorial are the chain stitch or modified chain stitch, whichever you prefer, the satin stitch, the French knot, and the pistol stitch. Here I am demonstrating how to create the traditional chain stitch by moving your way forward. Inserting the needle back into the same hole, moving forward, and then inserting the needle through the loop of each stitch. When you get to the end of your row, you would insert the needle through the loop and then right over the loop back through the fabric. Now I will demonstrate how to modify the chain stitch by working your way backwards, which is how I did this project. I inserted the back of the needle through the last stitch and created a chain by reinserting my needle into the same hole as I had come up through before. Either method is fine and will work for this project. Next is the satin stitch, which will be used for both the leaves as well as the flames of your design. You will work your way from top to bottom, and then from middle to left, and then from middle to right, in order to fill in all of the spaces from the left side to the right side of the flame and the leaves. As you can see, we are careful to make sure that there are no gaps between each of the threads so that it creates a very smooth design. Next, I will show you how to create the French knot. Once you have inserted your thread, go ahead and wrap it around your needle between 3 to 6 times in the same direction. Insert your needle right next to where the hole was that you came through, and hold your thread as you pull it through the back of the fabric. This will make a knot. Make sure that you hold your thread so that it doesn't tangle up your knot. Now that we are completing the French knots, I will show you how to do the pistol stitch, which is quite similar to the French knots, with a simple variation. Insert your needle as you did for the French knot, wrap it around, but instead of going right next to where you came in, as you can see, I've extended my needle a little bit. It creates a stem, which is called the pistol. Again, wrap it around, and then insert further down the row so that you have a stem. Now that you're familiar with the stitches, let's start on our menorah. Here is the completed project, which will look more like this with the stick and stitch paper as you work on it. First, split your threads for your darker blue color, and you will use 2 threads. Make a double knot on the end of your thread so that it does not come through the project as you're working. Insert your thread into the needle threader, which has already been inserted into the needle, and pull your needle through. Now you're ready to start. I've already started here, but I will show you how to do the next row. Start at the top of any branch and work your way all the way down the branch. Here I am using the modified chain stitch. Notice that I insert the back of my needle through the last stitch above, and you can go either from the left to the right or the right to the left. You will work this way until you have completely filled in every branch of your menorah, as well as the stem and the base of the menorah. The chain stitch is a directional type of stitch which looks best in the project when it starts at the top and ends at the bottom. Therefore, when you finish a row, flip your project over and secure your work. Then start a new thread at the top of each branch. Notice that we have a larger space at the bottom of the menorah. We will do a chain stitch all the way around and then fill it in with French knots. And this is what it will look like when it is filled in. Next, let's start on the leaves with a lighter shade of blue. Split your threads again so that you only have 2 threads to work with. Insert it in your needle, tie your knot at the end, and start on your leaves. I have worked on the leaves previously so that I could show you what it would look like. But as you can see, I work from top to bottom to complete each of the leaves. At this point in your project, the back will look very full. Go ahead and tie your knots, clip your loose ends, and start on your flames with 2 colors. This time you will use 1 strand of each of yellow and orange to make a variegated design. Once all the leaves and flames as well as the stem are complete, you will use a metallic thread to embellish the floral accents of your menorah. Split your threads as before, but use a white candle to apply a temporary coating to the metallic thread. This will help it glide more smoothly through your fabric. Now we will start at the base of each embellishment and create our pistol stitch. Wrap your needle and then insert into the middle of the dot to create a flower. You can vary the size of your flowers depending on what dot you are working with by increasing or decreasing how many times you wrap around your needle. You will notice that there are some dots that do not have stems in your design, and so when those happen, all you have to do is make those a French knot instead of a pistol stitch. Once the front of your design is complete and you have removed all the threads from the back, it's finally time to remove the stick and stitch paper from the front of your project. Peel up whatever you can and then cut around the excess. Remove your project from the embroidery hoop and place it under warm running water. You will see that the stick and stitch paper dissolves under hot water very easily. Take care to squeeze the excess water right off of your fabric so that you can then use a hairdryer to get your fabric nice and dry. When this step is complete, reinsert into your hoop and examine your project for any areas that could use additions or corrections. In my case, I noticed I had a few imperfections that needed corrected. So I made some extra French knots around the design that looked like snowflakes. Once you are satisfied with your design, it's time to choose the best fusible interfacing with the help of an adult. Here are a few examples for you. In order to choose the best one, place the interfacing sticky side down over a test piece of fabric. Place a damp tea towel over the interfacing and iron as directed. Then test your swatches to see what worked best for you. In my case, the shape flex worked beautifully, but the shear weight did not. Now I am ready to put it on my project. Cut the square about the size that you need in order to cover the threads on the back of the project, and start the process over again with the tea towel and the iron. Please be careful with the iron and ask for adult supervision when necessary. You will want to test your project to make sure that the interfacing is completely secure. And that's it. We have completed our menorah.
Happy Hanukkah. BHKids.